Well, hello everybody, and happy Tuesday, y'all. How y'all doing today? Well, honey, first of all, y'all got this. Excuse my straps, okay? I'm trying to cover it up, but it ain't working all that well. But that's okay. Don't worry about the straps, y'all. Okay, just focus on mama. So how y'all doing, honey? All right, y'all. So yeah. Okay. So I wanted to come on. I have a little agenda for the day. Okay. Um, so we already know about when you make a plan, honey. So I have an agenda. Okay, I have a plan as to what my video gonna be about. But y'all know how mama can go left, honey, in a hot minute. Okay. Yeah. All right, y'all. So first of all, let me tell y'all this little story real quick, and then I'm gonna get to what the original plan is. See, that's how I get lost. Trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you a story. All right, y'all. So okay. So here's the little story. Okay. First of all, let me just start off by saying, you don't want to be, if at all possible, prejudiced towards another race, or another sex, or anything of that nature. Okay, when I say race, I mean if you're black, you don't want to be prejudiced towards white people or Hispanic people, or if you're white, you don't want to be prejudiced towards black people and stuff like that. And then as far as sex is concerned, you don't want to be prejudiced towards people who are either transgendered, gay, lesbian, bisexual, or whatever have you. And the reason why I say that is because I was watching a TV show. Wait a minute, y'all. Excuse me. Mm. Child, I'm sorry. I'm trying to have lunch, y'all. Mm. Y'all, Let me show y'all what I used to get this color, honey, up on my desk. You talking about playing in some makeup, honey? Playing in makeup is an understatement, honey, compared to this nonsense and foolishness and foolery. Well, anyway, see how I get sidetracked, y'all? Child, they gonna diagnose me with something up on this YT here. But anyway, yeah, I was watching this movie. Now I forgot the name of the movie. Y'all probably done seen it before, but the bottom line is, okay, it was a black lady. Okay, her husband had left her back in the day for a white person. Okay, a white lady. Well, let me just say Caucasian. Okay, the lady's husband left her and went to be with a Caucasian lady. Okay, so she felt a certain type of way. Okay, about Caucasian people, and basically she was prejudiced towards Caucasian people. Now, why, I don't know. I mean, I understand, that you might be hurt because your husband, in general, he left you. It doesn't matter whether it was a black woman, a Caucasian woman, a Hispanic woman, a Chinese woman. It doesn't matter. The hurt is still the same. Then again, I don't know. Some people say it's more of a hurt if it's somebody of the opposite race. I mean, cheating is cheating, okay? But that's just coming from somebody that's not prejudiced. So I guess if you prejudice, you might feel a certain kind of way if he leaves you for a Caucasian woman as opposed to maybe a black person. Well, anyway, yeah, so that's what happened. Her husband had left her back in the day for a Caucasian woman. So she had I don't know if she had just one son or a couple sons, but honey, her son had got grown and everything, and he ended up dating a Caucasian young lady. And so he went to tell his mom about it, and his mom was just like, really? Excuse me, like she was ready to just be done with her son. All because he was dating a white person, Caucasian lady, and I guess she just had bad flashbacks about her husband leaving her for a Caucasian woman. But that's kind of foul because you can't hold every single Caucasian person responsible for. You understand what I'm saying? If your husband leave you for a Caucasian person, so you're gonna hate the whole Caucasian race. That's just like saying if your child was walking down the street and they got robbed. If you are a Caucasian person and your child was walking down the street and they got robbed by a black person, so you're gonna hate every black person that you ever meet because your child so happened to have gotten robbed or whatever the deal from a black person. So that's not fair. You have to put the blame where it is, and that is with the actual person, not a whole race of people. And that's the same with the sexual orientation. You can't be hating on and talking bad about transgender people and lesbians and gay people and calling them names and just being like totally homophobic, because especially if you have children, because you really do not know. You cannot honestly say that you know that your child will not grow up to end up being a bisexual, a lesbian, a gay person, a transgender person. You have no idea what your child is going to end up choosing as a sexual preference. So if you are a person that really hates transgender people and you got kids growing up, what are you going to do if your child gets grown and becomes one of those exact people that you hated? I mean, like, are you going to disown your child? Are you going to hate your child? Or is that when you're going to start to try to have an open mind once your child get into it? But for now, you're just going to hate on them. But if your child ends up being that way, oh, now I'm going to have an open mind and try to understand it. I mean, really, you should just really just try to have an open mind now. And just say, everybody is different. Everybody is not going to be like you. And you have to respect people and their choices and respect difference. I know it's a lot of controversy as far as whether or not gay people are born that way. Okay? But this is my take on it, okay? I don't know. I can't say whether people are born that way or whether it's a learned behavior. I don't know. It just depends. Some people learned it, from maybe whoever they were hanging around, or some people just, when they started to be teenagers and old enough to start to feel for the opposite sex or for another sexual orientation, maybe they were more attracted to the other. I mean, that, you just don't know how you're going to feel. That's just like, for instance, let's just use this as an example, okay? Your taste buds, okay? You cannot control what you like and what you don't like, okay? When you put something on your tongue, okay, you can't say before the fact, oh, okay, so for instance, if you got some peas, you can't say before you put them peas in your mouth, oh yeah, I'm just going to love these peas. You don't know until you put it in your mouth, and your taste buds will determine whether you like it. So you have a lot of people, like for instance, some people might love peas, and they be like, oh my God, I can't understand why you don't like peas. They are just so good. I don't understand why I don't like peas either. Okay, I just know that when I put it on my palate, it ain't tasting right. Okay, but you don't have a choice in the matter. You can't make yourself like a taste. I'm sorry, you just can't. You can't make yourself like a certain food that you don't like. And so I look at people who are gay or transgender or whatever as the same thing. You can't make yourself like what you don't like. You understand what I'm saying? When they see, if a male who's trying to transgender into a female, when women walk down the street, if their hips and thighs and behind does not make anything start to rise, like in their private area, like, do they really have control over that? Like, do they really have control over whether or not when they see that, are they going to like it? As opposed to if a man walked down the street and they might be totally attracted to the man with all of this abs and all of that. I don't think that that's a choice. I think it's a choice whether you actually act on it. Okay? You can always have things in your mind and feel certain things that you don't necessarily act on. Okay? So acting on it is a choice. But the idea of the feeling itself, that's not a choice. Okay, you can't choose what you are attracted to. That's just like if, like you may have some women who are attracted to light-skinned men with curly hair. Then you may have women who are attracted to a dark-skinned man, honey. A sexual chocolate man with wavy hair. Can y'all tell I like sexual chocolate man? Yeah, it's like you can't just determined, like, boom, I'm go outside, boom, I'm gonna just love me a light skinned man. You don't have no control over what your brain and all is gonna be attracted to. Okay, you're attracted to what you are attracted to. Now, whether you act on it is a whole nother story, because you have a lot of people who are in relationships with the opposite sex because that's traditionally the way it's supposed to be, male and female, or that's the way, they say that God intended it to be. And I'm only saying they say because I don't want to get into no, oh yeah, this is how it's supposed to be, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to keep my personal beliefs to myself. I'm just saying that people, you have a lot of men who are married to women only because that's what's acceptable. Male and female is what's acceptable across the board, okay? They are really attracted to men, but they don't want to face the criticism, the embarrassment, and the shame. So they go along with what's traditionally accepted, which is to be with a female, but inside they really are not attracted to a female. That's why you have a lot of guys who go through with marrying women. They end up having 3, 4 children. The children get grown, and then boom, the men feel like, okay, look, forget it. I'm gonna do me. I don't even care now what people think. You get older and you just get this I don't give a goddamn attitude, really. And that's how they end up with grown kids and a wife, and they end up transgendering. That's what they really wanted to do all along. They just was trying to stick to what was acceptable, So, see, y'all, that was not even my, that wasn't supposed to be what this thing was all about. Now, I done spent, about 15 minutes talking about this, but that's fine, because, like I said, you just never know how your kids are going to turn out, see. So you shouldn't hate on people's sexual preferences and races and stuff like that, because you just never know. Okay? You just never know. I mean, I have 3 sons, okay? Biologically, that I actually gave birth to, okay? 2 of them are grown. You have one son who has never dated outside of his race, to my knowledge. I mean, everything that I seen that he introduced me to was all black women. Okay, that's one of my sons. Then I have the other son who they just don't date black women, and this has been since high school. So it wasn't a matter of, oh well, why is he going against his black women? Come on, a teenager going against their black women. What did he know about that? All he knew was he was a teenager when he started being attracted to girls. He was drawn to the Hispanic girls. I lived in an area at the time where it was a lot of Hispanic and Mexican people. And it was white people, it was Mexican people, and it was black people in the school that he went to. But for some reason, he was always drawn to Hispanic and Caucasian. Is he prejudiced towards black women? No, not at all. That's just what he was attracted to. So if I was a mother who had an issue outside of my race, that would have been a problem for me, between me and my son. And he was only a teenager. They start dating when they're teenagers in high school and stuff. That would have been an issue. But I'm not prejudiced, so it didn't bother me that his choice was Hispanics. Or it was a whole lot of Hispanics when he was in school. And then he ended up being with a Caucasian young lady towards like his senior year, and he's still with her to this day. And it's been 12 years maybe, I don't know, it's been a long time. So yeah, so like I said, you just never know what your kids are going to do as far as their sexual preference, and as far as their choice of race, that they choose to be with. Like I said, when you put peas in your mouth, you don't know whether you're going to like them until you taste them. Okay, you can't choose that. You can't choose what your palate is going to like. That's just bottom line. Your palate, aka your tongue, your taste buds, like what it likes, and you don't have no choice in the matter. You have a choice as to whether you're going to eat them. Just like I said, the gay people, they can't determine what they're going to be attracted to when they get to the age where they start liking, people in a sexual manner. They can't control that. They can control whether they act on it, but they can't control what their mind and their body responds to. So yeah, I just thought that was just a good little subject to talk about, because it's a lot of that being talked about lately with transgenders and the opposites, you know, gays and lesbians and stuff like that. And so I just wanted to give my little spin on it. So I'll come back, y'all, because this was not what this supposed to be about. Okay? All right. So hit subscribe, honey, right below this video. And that way you don't miss my next video, honey. It'll come straight to your email inbox, honey. Right in your channel feed. Okay? All right. Toodles, y'all.